So Jennyslimzy and Ugoeaglet has finally moved back to Nigeria. They are no more living in Austria. They're now based in Nigeria. So they have lived in Austria, I think about 7 to 8 years, right? Their kids were born in Nigeria before they moved to Austria. So they made a video which they posted on their platform, and they have so many reasons why they moved back to Nigeria. But I think the major reason, according to them, why they left Austria to Nigeria was because of language barrier. So according to them, they said that their kids were not doing well in school. They were struggling, trying to learn the German, English, or the Austrian language, whatever. So they were struggling to learn the language, which was affecting their studies, because you got to understand person language now before you pass their course, isn't it? So and secondly, when kids are not understanding language, somehow it might affect them, social wise, and it might affect them. So they've thought about it and decided that the best thing for them to do is to move back to Nigeria. And Jenny also mentioned that back then in Austria, she doesn't have much friends, and she always feel bored and old. Do you understand? I think I understand that part where she said she feel old. Abroad now, you hardly go to club, you hardly meet friends, no party, you're always indoors from night wear to night wear, that kind of stuff, right? So she wasn't really, coping, like she wasn't really enjoying it. And she decided to move back to Nigeria. And as a content creator, to be honest, if you live abroad, you understand where I'm coming from. As a content creator, it's not like you don't have ideas, that you're not creative and all of that. But because of how abroad is, you find it very difficult to create some certain content. So abroad is somehow, as a content creator, it will be really difficult for you, unless you want to be doing like cooking content, my everyday life, blah blah blah. Aside that, you have to bury that your creativity, because there is no space for you to do all of that. So as a content creator, which they are, right, I believe that the best place for them to live and create their content is Nigeria, because their source of income is centered on the content. That is how they make their money, right? So if Nigeria is best for them to create their content, I think that's a good idea. I don't have an issue with that, right? I think I support them somehow in that aspect, because in Nigeria we have some successful content creators like Mbakara and Lolo Mbakara, Nkubi wife, right? Even Angela Nwosu was creating content in Nigeria before she relocated to Dubai for her own personal reason. So we have a lot of successful content creators, comedians, and do you understand? So relocating back to Nigeria, to me, is even better, because if they even live in Austria, they will be spending in hard currency. But moving back to Nigeria, they will earn in hard currency and spend in naira, which is very, very good. Which is very, very good and best for them. So for some people that are saying that it's not true, that they should tell us why they relocated to Nigeria, which other reason do you want to hear? So somebody cannot just relocate to Nigeria. If you are making your money online, there is no point living abroad. Abroad is very expensive. You have to pay your rent monthly. You have to pay bills, water, light, and all of that. It's true that we pay for some of this in Nigeria, but you can't compare it, to when you live abroad. So for me, I'm 100% in support of them moving back to Nigeria. I'm 100% in support of them moving back in Nigeria. If they're earning, like, let's say $1,000 off social media, they can use that $1,000 to live in Nigeria comfortably. But with that 1,000 naira, they will still struggle living abroad. And moreover, it's their life. They want to live wherever that please them. It's their life, it's their business, it's their content. If Nigeria is what that will favor them, that they've sat down and thought about it, that is it. You cannot make decision for them. They are adults and they know what's best for them. If you think that, because they're not living in Austria again, that you have to unfollow them, if that makes you happy, you go ahead and unfollow them. Other people will still follow them because they moved back to Nigeria. Yes, because some of the comments that I saw under there, it's rather funny. I would say funny. Do you get? And it doesn't make sense. These people are content creators. From Nigeria, they can move to any part of country that they want. They can move to Jos, do their content. They can move to Port Harcourt, do their content. Yeah. And some people are saying that if truly that they have a European document, they can easily use that document to move to a place like UK, US as European citizens. Hello. What if they don't want to do like that? It's not their life. What if they don't want to move to UK to face another bills? let me tell you, if you go under the comment section, yeah, and see this kind of comments, check the person that dropped that comment. I'm sure that person will be living in Nigeria. That person has not traveled abroad before to understand how abroad works. Because if you understand how abroad works, when you see someone that tells you, okay, I don't want to live abroad anymore, I will feel comfortable living in Nigeria, you will not even be like, you won't question that person. Do you get? You will not question that person. But you know, Nigeria, they think that they have a say as in when it comes to your life because you're a content creator. They feel like they can tell you how to live your life because they're your follower, which is funny, which is very, very funny. Nigeria, when I went on.